We're back, and it's 49ers football as we resume. They're looking at third and very long. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just nailed it.
So the big play moves him well past midfield, has him set up now at the 35. Purdy on first down. On target to his back. Here's Christian McCaffrey. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Brought to the ground by Dante Jackson.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
To throw again, it's Purdy. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
You know, that is so hard to do. It's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
From the gun on third down. That's taken in by Samuel. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. He picks up 28 on the play. And that gives them first and goal. He finds him right side. Touchdown, San Francisco. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock. But I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, kid. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on him. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
This is taken in at the 13. He's brought down to end that return as we've reached our 2-minute warning. It's the 2-minute warning now from Acrisure. And it's the Steelers about set to begin their drive. First and 10 now from the 30. Rush coming for Wilson. Finds his back, Jalen Warren. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Second and 3. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. They were looking for him again, Brock, and for a moment, we thought he had another catch, but then that contact knocked the football from his hands.
Kind of become a victim of his own early success. Not too different, Kate, than a pass rusher that gets a sack. You know what happens? Got to slide to him, got to chip to him. You get a receiver that gets it going like this, you know more contact and more focus is coming his way.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. They're going to go. It's Wilson. Fryermuth there to bring it in. And he'll get them enough for a first down. Steelers working with a sense of urgency from the hurry-up clock, continuing to run. First down, here's Russ. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he gets it down to the 35 before stepping out. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first. They're set up at the 35 now. Russ is cooking again. Escapes the pocket. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Wanted to get that one to Mike Williams. And now they face second down.
You know, it looked like things fell apart a little bit as he left the pocket, just not on the same page with his targets as they adjusted their routes. And that's really what led to the incompletion.
Once more, it's Wilson. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. Really pushing the envelope on second down, but the deep shot doesn't work.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Wilson to throw again. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Facing fourth down, the Steelers opting for the field goal. Chris Boswell out to do the honors. This a 52-yard attempt from the left hash. Online, but not enough juice. It's no good short. And the score remains knotted, 7-all.
You know, we get on that field in pregame, and these kickers make it look so easy. But in real action, it's a totally different animal. That was definitely online. Just didn't quite get all of it. It's going to wind up just a few feet short.
The 49ers find themselves in a great spot to start this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Oh, he got some air under this one, deep down the middle. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down. No luck finding George Kittle with that one. And now it's second down.
You know, I love this, Kate, from an offense. Just philosophically, stretching that secondary out with your tight end. Even still, one of the deeper targets you're going to see him get. It's a shame they couldn't quite connect.
Purdy now on 2nd and 10. He'll get this to Samuel. Decent gain here, but short of the first. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. 3rd and just 2 to go. Purdy setting up that play action. That is caught along the sideline, and he gets the feet down. Wow! That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it brings up a San Francisco first down. Slot man in motion left. On first down, they'll run. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. San Francisco calls it second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They go right back to him. Another carry for the receiver. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up second down. Shotgun snap for Purdy. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that brings up 3rd and goal.
Oh, that is such a bummer. A dropped touchdown right in the end zone. We're going to see how quickly he can flush this one. He better, because they got to make an impact later.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Here's Purdy to throw. And they're going to take this in for the San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers take the lead just before halftime. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown. Moody knocks that extra point through. And the 49ers break that tie and now lead by 7. Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He lost the football, and they steal it back on the return. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Now Boswell on to send this away. Here's a return from the 7.
Recovered by the receiving team.
Look right here, one time.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Purdy to throw it. This ball's caught by McCaffrey. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
From the 33 on 2nd down. This is reeled in by Juwan Jennings. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. And they're going to throw, no spike, trying to catch him off guard. Looking for his wide receiver there. So it's 2nd down coming up. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Back to the air on 2nd. Purdy makes the grab in bounds left side. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that's a 49er 1st down.
A gain of 26 yards. 1st down, 49ers.
They kick the running back in motion. Purdy throwing here on 1st. This one's caught. He has the San Francisco touchdown. I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here. But his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his 2nd touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game?
Yep.
Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. Has it at the 11. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
At their own 26
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Wilson now from the gun. Flush down out to his left. He's going to keep it this time. And he crosses the sideline a yard or two beyond, it looks like the 30.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right, and even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the first down.
Now Wilson on the play fake. Throw secured by George Pickett. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 28 out of that play. And it'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down. On the carry, this is Najee Harris. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 36. Hits his tight end on the corner route. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 26. And that's the Steelers' first down.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. He's on the move. That one's incomplete in the end zone. Took his shot at 6 that time. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You've got to shake it off and keep on firing.
This, our last play of the quarter. Russ now from the gun. The throw is caught. And he drives this forward to the 6. Sticking in the air with Wilson. Forced out to his right. Toward the side of the end zone, but that one's incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And now they're up against it here on 4th down. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
Desperation time here on 4th. Buys time, rolling right. And they won't do it. That falls incomplete on 4th down.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
First down throw by Purdy. Connection made to Isaac Gurindo. And he's going to be out of bounds, a yard or two short of that 12.